welcome back to the Football Heritage. First of all, just want to apologize to all of our listeners, the people that have been supporting us because it has been almost 2 months. We haven't come on the on the Football Heritage. So we sincerely apologize for that. And we are back again. Today we'll be looking at the preview. We have the Kings Cup final between Real Madrid and Barcelona. We'll also be looking at the Champions League semi-final preview and Liverpool just 1 point away from winning their 20th title in English football. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Football Heritage. And the first thing we'll be looking at today is the Premier League preview. Liverpool 1 point away from winning the title, and they play tomorrow. They play on Sunday at home to Tottenham Hotspur. And Spurs, they are struggling right now, and their only focus is the Europa League because right now they are way down the Premier League table, and they have nothing to fight for in the Premier League. They are 16th place right now in the Premier League. They lost more than half of the 33 games they played. And Liverpool just a point away from winning their 20th title. So, Mr. Connor, welcome back again. What's your take on Liverpool game? They are just a point away, and they play Sport at Anfield tomorrow, and they are on Sunday, and they are just a point away from winning the title. What's your take?
Well, I want to say thank you for being here. Thanks to you. Thanks to Viboy. I know he haven't settled in here. He's still trying to come in. It's been a while we haven't been on the show. We want to say sorry to our listener, follower, friends. Well, we sure those who were kind of relying on us about some of the informations that we continue to provide here. We want to say sorry for being away for a short period of time. Let's say the period of 2 months. We have some personal issue that we got to take care of, but we want to say we are back and we are back for good. So that's the first thing I want to say to the follower, the listener, and well, we shut up there. Um, we It's been a quite interesting 2 months. There have been a lot of rigmarole in the back of Premier League, specifically with Liverpool and Arsenal. But we're talking about Liverpool now, and we're talking about the game they got on hand this weekend. Um, I do believe Liverpool has some issue. They've been struggling, more especially Mo Salah. He's been struggling of recent to score goals. Those goals that he been scoring, the critical assists that he been giving, we haven't been seeing it from Salah, and that being some serious problem. But I think from the Liverpool standpoint, they are in a very comfortable position, boy, especially Arsenal dropped 2 points to Palace, which make the weekend fixture to be so good for Liverpool. Um, Despite the narrow point that they need to get, they only need a point to claim the title right now. But they're going again a very complicated Tottenham Spurs. Sometimes they can be very brilliant, and sometimes they just play makeshift football. So they know very well they got to get the job done by themselves. Um, they don't have to rely on anybody. Crystal Palace caught 2 points out of the 3 points time. It left with them to just claim a point to win the Barclays Premier League 2024-2025 season. So they are not in FA Cup anymore. They are out of the Champions League. So all of their strength will be going strictly behind the back of Premier League. More especially, they got to make Arsenal uncomfortable in somehow. I know they're trying to avoid because their fan been crying. They've been saying a whole lot of stuff against Liverpool. So Arsenal trying to avoid the God of honor, and it's matter of much. They got to they got to do that. So this is what Liverpool will be looking at this weekend game. They got to do everything possible and get a point from that game. They don't want to put pressure on themselves because if they drop all 3 points, it gave Arsenal some hope. They still got some critical matches coming up. They still got Arsenal to play. They still got Chelsea. So Spurs is not a very good team at the moment. They concede so many goals. They're struggling to win games. They're very inconsistent in the back of Premier League of recent. Um, the entire season been like that for Spurs. So um, they got to be very clinical tomorrow from the Liverpool standpoint. They got to be very clinical, try to score goals. Everybody got to be at their best. And I do believe individual, all those players that will be starting tomorrow, all right, it's like a final match for them. It's like you go into a final because any positive result from that game give you the title. So that's a final match for Liverpool tomorrow. I mean on Sunday against Tottenham Spurs. So you're going to see that game will be very, very intensive. They're going to keep going at Spurs. And we know from the Spurs standpoint, they are the kind of team that usually attack the opposing team whenever they play, they never sit back. Even you try to score a lot of goals with them, they're going to keep coming at you too. So it's going to be a lot of free flowing football in that match. Liverpool they just got to be clinical, create a lot of chances, and try to take advantage of those chances that they're going to be creating. They struggle a lot of recent in defense. They've been conceding goal. We've seen Van Dijk and Conte. They struggled against Everton striker Bito. We saw them struggle against other top other striker in the back of the Premier League. We saw them struggle against Fulham. So they got to put themselves together because they know it's the final day for them. They still got other games to play, but tomorrow match Sunday match going to be a final match for them. So they got to be very solid from defense, Mayfield, and aggressive in attack. They got all their key players are back. They're not, on the sideline again. You got Addison, the goalkeeper, he's back. Van Dijk is in defense. Konate is good. Trent Alexander-Arnold is there. Mo Salah is going to be there. So they're going to get a full squad against Spurs. So there's no excuse to say, oh, we got this player out, so we're not going to be so good as compared to the previous matches because Spurs is not that good. Their defense is not good, so you got to go out then. You got from the first minute of the game, they got to keep pushing, they got to keep creating chances, they got to keep attacking, and that's exactly what they need to do. And from my point of view, from what I believe, because it's a final match for them, they're going to do that exactly what we're talking about. And if they do that, they're going to be very, very successful on the weekend. If they do that, there's no doubt that Spurs is going to stop them from scoring because they don't have that defensive capacity to stop or aggressive attack. We have seen them struggle against so many smaller sides. So what more about Liverpool? I know the dynamic of the game going to change. Spurs want to prove a point. They want to keep winning. They want to win some games to the end of the season to find themselves somewhere on the league table. But from my point of view, I think Liverpool is going to be 3-1 victorious on Sunday.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, Fabwe, the first thing we're looking at today, Liverpool, they are 1 point away from winning the Premier League this season. And on Sunday, they play disappointing Tottenham Hotspur, who sit 16th place in the Premier League. And they have nothing to play for. They cannot be relegated. So the only thing they have to play for is in Europe, which is the Europa League. And Liverpool need 1 point. What's your take on that game on Sunday?
Well, good evening to all our listeners who watching the show tonight. Liverpool, they are going against Tottenham, and we know that Liverpool, they are closer to the winning the trophy at this present moment. And we're also looking at Tottenham. Tottenham is not really fearful this season because they are dropping so many points. I believe that they will not be able to do anything against Liverpool because Liverpool is so strong indeed, and they only fighting for 1 point, so they will do everything possible to win that game because they only want to win this trophy now because we saw them in the Champions League, how they were eliminated in the Champions League by PSG, and also they play the final Carling Cup final with Newcastle. They were nowhere, but there is the only thing they are hoping now, and they are going. They are going against Tottenham on Sunday. I think they have a better chance of taking out because they are friend. They want to see something now. After 2 years, 3 years different now, they are not doing anything, so they want to come back without zeal to carry the Premier League now because everybody is watching, looking up to them now, and we are seeing so many things about Liverpool. Liverpool has done so many things in the Premier League, so they want to do everything possible to do something so they can carry the trophy. We have seen Mohamed Salah is also informed. Golden Cabo, the same thing. Jota also, Luis Diaz. So they are desperate of taking a trophy at the present moment. And Tottenham also, they are not really taking a game serious because what they are looking at, they also want to go for Champions League. They want to want to bypass. They want to bypass. Their only focus now is to win our Europa League. They will be playing this. They will be playing semi-final this coming week. So they're going against that thing. I believe that the only thing they are hoping on now. So for that, from my point of view, I think that Liverpool is going to beat them
All right, thank you very much,
Sunday.
Filippo Inzaghi. Yeah, I mean, like Spurs, they are playing for nothing absolutely in the Premier League, and their goal right now is to win the Europa. They and Manchester United in the same boat right now. So the Premier League, they are already safe. They cannot be relegated, even though they are 16th place. And Liverpool, they just need a point at Anfield. And when you look at Spurs record against Liverpool in recent time, it's abysmal. So I can only see Liverpool winning this game. And I don't think Tottenham defense is that good to stop Liverpool from getting a draw to secure the title with 4 games to go. And I think if you look at the season, the end of the season, Liverpool lost 4, but Arsenal didn't take advantage. Liverpool was dropping points left and right at the same time. Arsenal was also dropping points. So for Liverpool to run out with the lead from January upward, there was no title race. Liverpool, everybody knew from January that Liverpool, they were going to win the Premier League. So they're going to be on Sunday 2-0 to win the title. So let's look at the battle for top 5. Because in the Premier League, next season, the top 5 will qualify for the Champions League from England. So if you look at the table keenly, there are a lot of teams that are fighting for top 5 position. You have President Manchester City. They play 1 game more than the other team, with the exception of Aston Villa, that are fighting for top 5. They have 61 points, 3rd place. And you have Nottingham Forest, 60 points, 4th place. You have Newcastle United, who currently occupy the last spot, 5th place, 59 points. Chelsea, 6th place, 57 points. And Aston Villa, 7th place, 57 points. So all of those teams, any of them can qualify for the top 5 position. We have like 5 teams playing for 3 spots because Arsenal and Liverpool, they already qualify for Champions League for the top 5. So we are left with 3 spots. And those 3 spots, we have 5 teams, 3 points separating those teams. And the fixture tomorrow, Chelsea. Let's look at Chelsea again tomorrow. They are home to Everton. And Everton, they are a strong defensive team. Chelsea are home to Everton. Mr. Corner, what's your take on that game? You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, Chelsea from it's just complicated. Chelsea been very inconsistent as well. The last few games we've watched so many terrible movement for Chelsea. They drop points. They've been inconsistent. They win one game, then draw one, and then lost another game. They've been like that for the last past 5 games. The last 5 games. So it's a tricky match. We know Everton is a tough side too when it comes to um, playing against the tough flight teams, playing against Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, uh, Man United, Chelsea as well. They give you so much trouble, and I do believe they've proven a point since Moore came back. They've been so good. They've been winning some games. They've been giving um, so much tough time to the bigger side. So Chelsea need to win to go back to claim a spot in the top 5 spot. Is very tight. They can afford to drop points because if you drop any point, if even you draw the game, the next team is if they go to that game and win again, they right on top of you another 2 points or 3 points. So nobody position is secure in that era. Now, um, Aston Villa had joined the race. It was between Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. No, it was between Man City, Chelsea, and Nottingham Forest. Now you got Newcastle, who emerged as one of the main contender for that spot.
And
Newcastle is
Aston
there.
Villa.
Aston Villa just joined in. I think Aston Villa is a newer team that joined the group
They and
now.
Chelsea have the same
So
point.
it's on a three spot. Now you got Forest, you got Newcastle, you got Man City, you got Chelsea. So somebody
Yeah.
got to get out. You got to keep your game in tight, and I think this is what Chelsea need to do now. They got to make sure if they really want to start because they started the season brilliantly. At some point of the season, people thought that Chelsea is supposed to be one of the title contender. All of a sudden, we saw them just dropping so many points in sequence. Now, um, they are at a spot where they can push themselves, win some of those games, win like 3 or 4 games for the last 5 games. That can put them in a better spot. I know they got so many tricky matches up there because Everton is a tricky one for them. So they just got to take it game by game, focus on what they got to do, and make sure that they can be successful. And to do that, they got to make sure their defense be solid tomorrow because that's one of their weakness. That's one of their weakness. So I kind of give that to Chelsea that they're gonna beat Everton 2-1. It's gonna be a tough one. By the end of the day, I do believe that Chelsea gonna come up victorious.
Thank you very much for that. I think it's gonna be a crucial game. It will be difficult. It's a crucial game, excuse me. And it's gonna be very, very difficult because Everton defensively, since David Moyes took over, they have been strong defensively. Vabwe, are you ready? Okay,
Yes.
Vabwe be okay. I will be the last to come in. What's your take on the game tomorrow? The early kickoff tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Central Time. What's your take on the game? Chelsea at home to Everton.
Well, that game is going to be a very difficult game for the both teams because we saw Chelsea going against Fulham the last time. They struggled to win a game and they don't want to lose any game at this present moment because they have 5 club teams now. They all of them they are chasing to be enough to be in the top 5 so they can qualify for Champions League next season. We look at Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Man City, Newcastle, and Chelsea also. Now they struggle to win it one time. And when you look at Everton, Man City beat them, they gone down 2-0. So they will not allow for them to concede 2 defeats in row at the same time. So I believe that game is going to be a difficult game for Chelsea. But Chelsea have a little bit advantage than winning tomorrow because their fans also there to cheer for them so they can be able to penetrate Everton. And when you look at Everton defense at this present moment, they be doing well at this time. So the game is going to be a difficult game. At my point of view, that game is going to be 1-1.
All right, Izaki, thank you for that prediction. Yeah, as you were saying, it's gonna be a hard game, that's for sure, because David Moyes' team, when you hear about David Moyes, you think about Sean Dash, the former Burnley coach. Those guys, they play defensive football. And when you look at Chelsea, if you don't have a good defense, Everton, they're going to hurt you on the break, on the counter attack, because they have players in our squad, Abdullah Dukure and Beto. They can hurt you on the counter. And defensively, there is a Chelsea team that spent close to $2 billion United States dollar on the squad, but they don't have good striker, they don't have good goalkeeper, they don't have good defense after spending close to $2 billion. But they don't have striker, goalkeeper, and defense. How can you explain that? It's a tricky game for Chelsea. And mind you, all the teams that are competing for the top 5, Chelsea have the most difficult fixture. Because after Everton, Chelsea last 4 games, they will be at home to Man U and they will be at home to Liverpool. Then they will be away to Newcastle United and away to Nottingham Forest. Team that they are fighting for the top 5. Away to those teams, it's going to be very, very difficult. So they have to win tomorrow, because all the game that left for Chelsea tomorrow game is the easier fixture for them. So they have to win to be in the mix for the top 5. But if they don't win tomorrow, I don't see Chelsea qualifying for the Champions League. Even they win tomorrow, they just have a slim chance of making the Champions League because their fixture away at home to Liverpool. Liverpool, even though Liverpool will be champion, but Liverpool will not just go to Chelsea and allow Chelsea to win. They will not do that. They will not do that. And away to Newcastle, everybody knows going to St. James's Park is not an easy thing. It's not easy to go to St. James's Park, Newcastle. And going to Nottingham Forest, it's not easy. Arsenal didn't win at Forest. Liverpool didn't win at Forest. Manchester City lost at Forest. So that game will be a very, very hard game. But I think it's going to be a draw game. My prediction is 1-1 for that game. Yeah, I predict 1-1 for Chelsea game. And we now let's just predict the other game, Vabwe, because I don't want for all to. Most of the other games that left, they are almost like meaningless because none of those teams fighting for anything. They are not fighting against, because if you look at the table, the teams that are supposed to be relegated, we already know the 3 teams. the three teams, the same three teams that were promoted, they are the same three teams going down. Southampton, it has been confirmed already. Leicester City was confirmed this gone weekend. And Ipswich Town, they are the only team that is not yet confirmed mathematically, but we all know they are going down. So we don't need to waste time on those games because they're not playing for anything. And Manchester United against Bournemouth, they are also not playing for anything this weekend, but we can just predict them. So I will just go through it, and you just get a predict. You have the pen, right? Izagi. Hello? What's happening? Izagi. 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 What, the thing freeze? Izagi. Are you hearing me? Okay, we'll continue. I don't know. I lost Inzaghi there. I'm so sorry. And Philip Inzaghi, are you hearing me? You hearing me? So okay, let me just continue because I'm not getting Inzaghi. And as I was saying, the game will be a draw game. Chelsea won, Everton won. So we now move on to the Champions League preview, the semi-final preview for the Champions League. And on Tuesday will be the first leg of the Champions League game between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain at the Emirates Stadium. And the second leg will be a week after the first leg, but it will be on a Wednesday instead of Tuesday. And on Wednesday next week, Barcelona will take on Inter Milan. Hello, you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But I don't know Izaki not hearing me because I've been talking, he can't talk. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, so
I don't know what happened to the
yeah, so
internet.
maybe something happened to him, but we are looking on the Champions League semi-final, the preview. The first game, as I was saying, will be Tuesday next week. Arsenal, they are at home at the Emirates Stadium against Paris Saint-Germain. And if you look at both teams they have been impressive this season in the Champions League, especially the knockout stages. Saint Paris Saint-Germain, they beat Manchester City to qualify for the knockout stage of the Champions League. They have been very, very impressive. They one of the favorite for the Champions League, according to the board maker, was Liverpool, and Paris Saint-Germain knocked out Liverpool, and they all play Liverpool. So they have been incredible, and Arsenal too knocked out one of the favorite for the Champions League, Real Madrid, 5-1 on aggregate. So that was surprising to a lot of football fans. And now those two teams, they play the final Tuesday. And Mr. Colin, let me ask you, looking at the two teams, nobody expected those two teams at the beginning of the season to be at this stage of the Champions League. But here we are. On Tuesday next week, Arsenal will host Paris Saint-Germain at the Emirates. What's your take on the game?
Well, I would like to say we are football fan. We've been following football. We got to give some level of credit to Arsenal, and we also got to give some level of credit to Paris Saint Germain because those two teams eliminated two great teams in the Champions League. Arsenal eliminated Real Madrid. Paris Saint Germain eliminated Liverpool. Arsenal, we know we watch a game. They score some beautiful goals. They score. I mean, they play some beautiful game and they score beautiful goals. Um, at the detriment um, of Real Madrid that had dropped so many form, and Arsenal
Hello,
is not the only team. Arsenal is not the only team
hello.
that have done that to Real Madrid. Um, we saw so many teams that Real Madrid lost to,
Mamu ni
but
chunina. Ni
we
kalana.
we don't we are not going to um, you know take credit from Arsenal for what they did because Madrid is not informed. It's clear that Madrid is not informed, but they were also brilliant. They were clinical enough. They played a tactical game as well, especially they return leg, and they executed their point very well. Now, the current Arsenal, they've been struggling in the Barclays Premier League. We saw them their last game against Palace, which was unbelievable. We thought they were going to win that game, put some pressures on Liverpool. Unfortunately for them, they dropped 2 points. And I do believe they have lost focus. They have given the Premier League up. They're just fighting, just playing because their fans want them to play. But they're not going to put much into the Premier League right now as a team because they don't have that much chance of winning the Premier League. So all their strength, they're going to throw in the Champions League. And Paris Saint-Germain, as I was watching again today too from Paris Saint-Germain perspective, I think they were down 3-1 to Nets. I don't know how that game ended. Um, they they all kind of doing the same thing right now because they saw what Arsenal did to Real Madrid. So they saw the mistakes that Real Madrid had in that game, the mistakes they made in that game. Um, they was not pressing. So there are so many things that they will be learning from the two leg of Real Madrid and Arsenal game in the Champions League. So it's going to be a very, very tough match. Two Spanish manager and two teams that have been very, very solid in the Champion League, and the two teams don't have that much history. They don't have that history when it comes to the Champion League. So you're not going to look at Arsenal and rooting out, and you can't look at Paris Saint Germain and rooting out. Both teams are hungry. Both teams are hungry. They've been waiting for their moment. And one of the teams that could stop either side, Real Madrid, they out. Madrid is out. Liverpool is out. Man City is out. So Barcelona is there. Um, Inter Milan is there. There's still solid teams there, but teams that when they cross this stage, like Real Madrid cross it, to get to the semifinal and they move to the final, that you got a contender. Now they nervous. Everybody's going to be nervous in that game from the first play because they eager, they anger, they want to make sure they cross that stage to get to the final for the very first time for if they go there for Arsenal. So it's going to be a very, very tricky match for the both sides. But I have seen Paris Saint-Germain, from the Paris Saint-Germain perspective, they got a very aggressive attacking force. For the Arsenal defense to withstand that, it's going to be very interesting. Arsenal going to get some movement. They got some very good players when it comes to attacking wise. Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, those guys. Like Martinelli, he got a very good pace. But to keep up with that pace for the 90 minutes, the first leg, the second leg, 90 minutes, is going to be very, very interesting. So from my perspective, I think it's an open game. Anybody can win that game, the first leg, and then the second leg. Based on your performance in the first leg, you go to the second leg, the effort, the strength, the mentality that you're going to put into place, that you're going to put into place in that game can carry them through. So it's just an open game for me right now until we can see the first leg. I know Arsenal got an incredible record over Paris Saint-Germain, but this is a different Paris Saint-Germain we're talking about. So they got to put that in the back of their mind. You got to put that in the back of the head. Nobody thought that Paris Saint-Germain could qualify over Liverpool, more especially in Anfield, after Liverpool won the first leg. And then they went to Anfield, took the lead, won, the 90-minute play 1-0, and then went extra time. So it was a very, incredible performance. They outplayed Liverpool, controlled the midfield, at the goal attempt, both levels outrageous. So you can read it out. You may get record over them, but sometimes record can break. So I just encourage the both teams to go up there and just do what they got to offer the footballing world. It's going to be an entertainment game. I can see from one point, Arsenal is going to sit back like the way they play Real Madrid in the second leg. And if you do that, it'll be a mistake. If you do that, it's going to be a mistake because Madrid, the attacking forward was not clinical, they was not aggressive, so it worked out for them. But if you do that to Paris Saint-Germain, we saw them against Aston Villa in Paris. Aston Villa tried to play the same tactic. The last 15 minutes of the game was different. The rest of it was story. So it's still an open game. I can't wait to see that game. But the first leg, I give it a draw, 2-2 draw to both sides.
Thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. Filippo Inzaghi, legendary striker. Let me come to you. First leg, Arsenal against Paris Saint-Germain at the Emirates Stadium. What's your take on the game, my brother?
First of all, I must congratulate the two teams, PSG and Arsenal. I must congratulate them for they being at this stage now in the semi-final. Actually, they both teams they deserve to be there because both teams they have the 95 percentage of doing something this season. Because when you look at Arsenal, you look at PSG, they have a young team. Because what people criticize Arsenal in the Premier League, and when you look at them in Europe, the football they playing in Europe now, actually it's a different football. Because that can show you that actually they can win the Champions League. Because when you look at the statistics, you can grade them. Most of the 14 are in the Champions League now. You can grade them higher than the other team. But that is not a matter. And when you look at PSG too, PSG have a young team. We saw them against Liverpool. The way they play Liverpool, Liverpool beat them on Paris. On Paris, in a return match, they play. You will see them playing without confidence. But after scoring that one goal, they try to penetrate Liverpool defense. They play Liverpool even in the extra time. The whole Liverpool footballer they were tired. You can see them, they were tired on the field. They were only waiting for Papa penalty. And penalty kick, anybody can win that game. We saw them again, Aston Villa again. What they did to Aston Villa, they beat Aston Villa 3-1 in their home. They convinced their friend that actually they have.
Oh, I think we lost.
Again, Arsenal now they go in England. So they don't have that type of fear now. They can play any English team, even though they record there. But Arsenal should not sit down and wait for that record because they beat Real Madrid. We all know that Real Madrid actually they were not in the Champions League this season because we saw them some teams that beat them in the Champions League. Lille beat them, Liverpool beat them, AC Milan beat them. So that can show you that actually Real Madrid they were not to their best at that present moment. Even though they will win on Atlético Madrid narrowly. We saw that game narrow beating. That's why they qualify against Atlético Madrid. But really, Atlético Madrid could put them outside. You see? But actually, Arsenal should not go sit down. They say that we have record on PSG. They say that the PSG have young team. They can deliver anytime. You see? They can deliver anytime. So that game, it was going to be an open game for anybody. But what my brother just said, the foil leg can prove it to you that I can qualify. So my point of view that game is going to draw 1-1.
Filippo Inzaghi, thank you. Let me just come in, right? It will be a tough match because Paris Saint-Germain this season they have been impressive and they have been sending the knockout stage of the Champions League. They play the best football. Every game they play this season, and they created a lot of chances and they carry ball possession, everything. But Arsenal, on the other hand, even though Real Madrid they are not informed because from the start to the end, almost the end of the season, Real Madrid performance has been abysmal. Even Real Madrid playing a relegation threatening team, they perform poorly. But we still got to give Arsenal the credit for winning against Madrid 5-1 in the second leg. They play a perfect game. They were already up 3-0, so they defended well to win Real Madrid in the second leg. But Paris Saint-Germain is a different gravy this season. And for me, in my opinion, Paris Saint-Germain, if you look at, if I give him 100%, to divide 100% among the 4 teams, the favorite to win the competition, I will give PSG 30% chance of winning the competition, and followed by Inter Milan. Inter Milan close to the same 30%. Close to the same 30%, followed by Barcelona and Arsenal. Because in my opinion, the team that left in the competition, PSG is the most complete team left in the competition. They get one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Gianluigi Donnarumma, he's one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Penalty, he's very good at it. The guy is very big in the goal post. And you look at that defense, Ashraf Hakimi, he's one of the best right fullback in world football. Everybody knows that. And the left back, Nuno Mendes, he's a strong lad. Defensively, he's good. And he can also attack. And the veteran Marquinhos, he's not strained to anyone. He has been in the game for so long. He's so mature. And this guy, people overlooking, but he's one of the best center defenders in Europe. William Pacho also. And for me, the part of the PSG team that really impressed me is the middle of the park. They have 3 short fellows in the middle of the park. Those are the guys that can control the tempo of the game. Vitinha, Joao Neves, and Fabian Ruiz, 2 Portuguese, 1 Spanish. And we all know the Spanish and the Portuguese player, a lot of them, they are not strong. European player, the Spanish and Portuguese, technically, they are very, very good. And the PSG midfield, they can dominate any midfield in Europe. Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and Joao Neves. And when you look at the front, Ousmane Dembele, this guy, Barcelona, he was very inconsistent. But we all saw what he did at Barcelona. When this guy, if he really want to play, say today I'm going to play, no defense can stop him easily. And he has scored 24 goals in 2025. This guy has scored more goals in 2025 than any other player in world football. 24 goals in less than 4 months for Ousmane Dembele this year. And the young lad, 19 years of age, Desiree Doué, this kid, he got a bright future. And Bakola also, and Kvaratskhelia, their attack, they get a very good attack. Arsenal defensively, they're strong. They have the second best defense in the Champions League this season. I hear people saying they have the best defense, but that's misleading. Inter Milan consider only 5 goals this season in the Champions League. The group stage, they consider only 1 goal. Inter Milan, they have the best defense in this season Champions League, followed by Arsenal. And it will be a tough game, especially at the Emirates. Arsenal, they will want to win. But PSG got to be careful with set pieces because Arsenal, if you look at Arsenal team, they mostly score through set pieces. If they don't score from a set piece, they struggle to score goal. Watch Arsenal. In every big game, if they don't score from a set piece or set pieces, they struggle to score goal. So PSG, they have to be careful with those set pieces. And I think it's going to be a very good game. And I'm going for the PSG win 2-1 to PSG because I believe this season is their season. And it's almost like destiny. What happened to Zlatan Ibrahimovic? As soon as he left from Inter Milan, the following season, Inter Milan won the Champions League. I think that was the same thing about to happen to Kylian Mbappe. So we move on to the next game, the next semi-final, which will be on Wednesday between Barcelona and the Inter Milan. In our Labrador slang, I connect B2. So men, they don't have no picking on the team. They have so men, no boys. And they will be playing Barcelona in the first leg on Wednesday at the Camp Nou. So, Mr. Connell, the second semi-final, Barcelona, they are hoping to win another Champions League for the past 10 years. Because for the past 10 years, the last time they won the Champions League was 2015, 10 years ago. So,
Hello.
and now,
Hello. Mamuni Fenela.
and now they will be hosting Inter Milan in the first leg at the Camp Nou. So, what's your take on that game?
Um, we know Inter Milan is Barcelona been brilliant in the Champions League this season. They play so many beautiful games, pull out so many surprises, but their last game against Dortmund was abysmal in that match. But this is a whole different match now. It's a semi-final game they're going to. So we're going to see Barcelona trying to push harder, trying um, to break that record because it's 10 years ago now since they last won the Champions League. So they kind of believe that it's a perfect chance for them, knowing the fact that some of the giants are not in the Champions League no more. So they feel that it is their time. But notwithstanding, they're playing home. All right, they're going to get the home base fan um, giving them all the support. But from the Inter Milan perspective, Inter Milan is a very experienced team. If you look at those individual players, on the Inter Milan team, those guys been around for some years now. They got a very solid team. They got a very tactical manager as well. So it's going to be another interesting match. Like I predicted, the Arsenal and Paris Saint Germain game. We got to see those same playing each other the first leg and see the outcome of it. But I'm going to give the edge to Barcelona. I think it's going to be a very, very tough one since they're playing home. But at the end of the day, I believe that Barcelona is going to merge Victoria 2-1. My score is 2-1 in favor of Barcelona. It's going to be tough, but if something changed it, but I just got the belief that Barcelona is going to fight harder, try to get that first win to get some confidence going to the return leg. And that would help them because if you drop points, you draw it or you kind of lost the game at home and you go in at the San Siro, it's a whole different ball game. So the best option for Barcelona is to fight harder, um, even if the narrow win, try to get that. I heard somebody was talking to me that AC Milan won Inter Milan 3-0. That's a different game. Forget about it. It's a debut match when AC Milan going against Inter Milan. So we don't see a surprise to see AC Milan winning Inter Milan, but we're talking about Barcelona going against Inter Milan. This is the Champions League we're talking about. It's a different game. So I told him, I said, just let that go, let the game play. Let's see the game plan of each team. I know Barcelona kind of heavily rely on their high line defense, but you know we yet to see it getting exposed heavily. We saw them against Borussia Dortmund, their last match in the Champions League in the quarterfinal. They lost 3 goals to Borussia Dortmund. They
Yeah,
could have
and
been kicked out.
let me just come in there. I'm not cutting you off, right? The first leg there were dumber blunder because the
Right.
first leg, if you didn't watch the game, you would think it was one-sided because Barcelona won 4-0. But if the Guinean striker Seru Girase was clinical in the first leg, he could
Right.
have scored hat-trick in the first leg, hat-trick
Yep.
in the second leg.
Yep. He has so many good chances. He blew them out. The score margin was huge. That's why they went out. But this is Inter Milan. You go into it's different game, different stage of a tournament. This is semi-final match. Um, they just got to keep their head up high. Try to do what they've been doing throughout the season. Take some player, Lamine Yaman, Rafinha, they got to be at their best. And I don't know if Lewandowski is going to be match fit because he's one of the inspirational players on Barcelona team where he experienced his guardians. So the younger players, it means a lot. So I don't know he fitness. If Fedner going to the Inter Milan game during the May week, but it's going to be a very interesting match. They really got to put their stuff together if they want to get through to the final. But my prediction is 2-1 in favor of Barcelona.
Thank you very much for that. Filippo Inzaghi, Barcelona and Inter Milan, they have met in group stages in the Champions League in recent time, but since 2010, when Jose Mourinho was their coach, they have not met in the knockout stage since 2010. This is the first knockout game since 2010. So, first leg against Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha. Those three guys, they've been on fire all season. And Inter Milan, they have the best defensive record in the Champions League this season. They have conceded only 5 goals this season in the Champions League. So what's your take? First leg semi-final, Kianu.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to congratulate both teams for being a semi-final. Barcelona against Inter Milan is going to be a difficult match. Yeah, between the both teams. When you look at their table now, Inter Milan is tapping, even though there is goal difference between them and Napoli, but also they're tapping the table now. You look at it in the Spanish side, also Barcelona is tapping there. In Europe again, Barcelona is showing something to their fans. Is showing some credit to their fans. Actually, we are capable to do something in a European game. We can do anything in that. But there is the Champions League. Like what he was saying. Then Mourinho was there 2010. They beat Barcelona in a semi-final. Yeah, Barcelona have a good team. They have young team, and also they've been winning game. They beat down. The only thing they got a defeat against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund, they were not too strong. If they was too strong, at the second leg return match, they could beat Barcelona more than 5. More than 5 because they play like game, and Barcelona was nowhere. Barcelona can only play 4 leg in their home. Second leg, anything can happen. But if Inter Milan hold them good, like 1-0, second leg, Inter Milan can do something. Because I'm an Italian man, we believe in defending. Barcelona have a team now because they in a super cup final. They also tapping the league, and also the in Champions League semi-final. So they have more hope. But that does not mean that actually they are close to the final now, because we are seeing their fans. They're saying that Barcelona they are going to claim the Champions League to make it 6. And they're forgetting to know PSG is there, Arsenal is there. Anything can happen. We saw Inter Milan against Bayern Munich. They beat Bayern Munich on their feet. 2-1. Second leg was so tight. But all game, the 4 leg can show to you that I can able to qualify. That is the game. But I believe that maybe if Barcelona is beating, it's not going to be higher goal. Maybe 1-0 or 2-1.
Okay,
So that's
Filippo Inzaghi, thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. Yeah, the same as the Arsenal game, right? Arsenal game will be tough, and Barcelona game Wednesday night will be a very tough game because going against an Italian opposition is not a small team because they will be defensive. They play with a 3-4 or 3-5-2 system. That's how they play because they're going to use Lautaro Martinez and Turan up front. So it will be a 3-5-2 system, a very defensive system. When they have the ball, it's 3-5-2. When they don't have the ball, it's 5-3-2. It's gonna be a very, very defensive system. This is why they have considered the least goal in the Champions League. 5 goals only. Those guys play 8 games in the group stage, and they only consider 1 goal in the group stage after 8 games. So Bayern Munich score the most goal against them, two goals. So it's gonna be a tough match. They're gonna defend and catch Barcelona on the break. And if you watch Barcelona, most of the team that can defend against them, catch them on the break, you're gonna get chances because they play with a very high line. So you're gonna get chances. So if Lautaro Martinez and Turan can take their opportunity, it's gonna be a very difficult night for Barcelona. But on the other hand, Inter, they have to be careful because Barcelona squad is very young. They have a very young team. And the guy who can dictate the play in the middle of the park for Barcelona is Pedri. He is the one. So if they can, I know Inzaghi, Simone Inzaghi, the brother of Filippo Inzaghi, he's the coach for Inter Milan. I know he's very, very tactical. He's going to use Otate to limit Pedri dominance in the middle of the park. And that's the way forward. When you limit Pedri, those guys up front, because he is the one that can dictate the tempo. He's playing that way. The Barcelona, when they had Xavi was the one that used to dictate the tempo of the game. So that's how Pedri is playing in the Barcelona squad. He's the one dictating the tempo of the game. So if you can just send somebody on him, there's somebody like how you call it midfielder, Barilla can just man marking all of the game. People like Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle. And they're going to play with Haaland. We all know Barcelona, they're going to play with Haaland. And defensively, they're not that good. So it will be a difficult game for me. Yeah, it's going to be a very hard game. 2-1 to Inter. Yeah, I'm going for Inter Milan because those guys, they are men. They don't have boys on that team. They are all men. If you look at people like Mkhitaryan, well, everybody gave up on him. Manchester United, Arsenal, he was like subject to requirement, surplus to requirement, at Manchester United and Arsenal. But yet this guy now, he is balling at Inter Milan. He is one of the men along Hakan Kanoglu in the middle of the park. And if you look at Matthew or Damian, that guy on Manchester United, he was on Manchester United. And Manchester United getting off a poor performance. But here he is now in the semi-final of the Champions League. And he's a very good defender. So 2-1 to Inter Milan. Yeah, I think they will be too strong. They are, in my opinion, they are the second best team remaining in the competition because defensively, they are good. And on the break, they can hurt you. Especially Lautaro Martinez, this guy, he barely fall. Like, he reminds me of Sergio Aguero. And he link up play and the way he can control, he hardly lose the ball. So I think Inter Milan will just win. Narrow win for Inter Milan at Camp Nou. So the last segment will be the preview, the El Clasico in the Kings Cup final tomorrow between Barcelona and Real Madrid. And Barcelona, they have already defeated Real Madrid twice this season. Was it 4-0 and 5-2? What was the score? I forget. Vabo, you know the score?
Yeah, 5-2 and 4-0.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, they defeated Barcelona, defeated Real Madrid heavily twice, and now Real Madrid, realistically, this is the only opportunity they have now to win trophy, because La Liga, even Barcelona lose again and Madrid win, Barcelona will say win La Liga, because Barcelona they are 4 point clear of Real Madrid. So they can even lose again and win a remaining game, they will still be champions. So I think realistically, this is the only opportunity Real Madrid have now to win a silverware this season. So, Mr. Collar, you being a Real Madrid fan, Barcelona have already defeated you guys twice this season, humiliated your at your ground, and in the Super Cup, they also humiliated you. So, what's your take?
Well, I said this before. The start of the league, Madrid, we started the season very poorly. Um, the players we got up from, they've been hurting the team so badly. Because if you got a modern day contemporary football, you got three guys up from that is not effective when it comes to defensive wide. Um, every time we give the ball away, those guys you see Vinicia, Mbappe, um, Rodrigo, sometimes Jude Bellingham, you see this guy walking a lot in the game. The game is 11 men aside, and the modern football, you see attacker, start the press from out front. But if you continue to give the opposing team a free ride, when the ball is in a half and you just walking, they pass by you so easily without any pressure from you. It put a lot of pressure on the Mayfield, and when the Mayfield is under pressure, you realize that the defense will get under severe pressure. And when it happened, the team will easily concede goal. This is what we've been seeing throughout the season. We spoke about it. Unfortunately for Real Madrid, they was going through all the scene. They saw injury coming, more especially in the defense department, and they failed to bring new players in January. All right, that have been a serious issue. We saw Tony Cruz left the team. This guy was the key figure on the pitch. Whenever he on the pitch, he deterred the pace of Real Madrid game. This guy left. You didn't replace him. We agree that you got younger players, but not with that quality that this guy had. All right. All the games that you see, every game that Madrid go to, they struggle. Even games that they won, they struggled in every game. They concede goals so easily. All right. They concede goals so easily. We saw them again so many times. We saw them in so many games. We saw them of recent, the Valencia game. All right. Look at the semifinal game against what's the name of the team? Was it Celta Vigo? No, Real Sociedad. That took them to extra time in the game. They not really won that game. So every game is like that. We saw them again, Arsenal. They two led. Many times you see Mbappe walking, you see Vinicia walking, and every time Carlos Ancelotti he want to feature those guys. They're not producing. They're putting so many pressure on the team, and you cannot play like that. And you expect a result from your side. No, it's not going to work. Football is not magic. What you put in is what you get out. All right. Look at Madrid last game. This going game. The game that they won 1-0. He has so many young players on the pitch. He had Ada Goulet. He had Endrick. He had Brahim Diaz in his starting lineup. It was a complete different game because those kids were running around. If you do that, it'll pay us up. It'll give you result. Madrid won 1-0. For so long, we don't see Madrid, win a game 1-0 or go into a game without conceding. All right. So it's just a clear indication. I am not rating those kids over Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe, and Rodrigo, but just giving the analysis what they're lacking. All right. So for me, I do believe Real Madrid season is over. Those games the fixtures are there for them to play, so they just got to honor those matches. But I don't think, Madrid is going to pull out any fight tomorrow. I know they are a great team. I know it's a rivalry match. Anything can happen. But from the past or the previous matches, the most recent matches that Real Madrid and Barcelona play, they're not comparable. You can't compare them. You can't even compare Madrid playing style of playing to the style of playing with Barcelona this season. Madrid have been so awful. And those instances I just talked about, we see the weaknesses. We see the weaknesses every time Madrid go against opposition team to go against teams that got an aggressive maybe or aggressive attack. That is why they lost heavily to Barcelona, because you got Rafinha who have been clinical. You got Lewandowski who is an all-time great finisher, and you got that wonder kid who is very fast. He's innovative. He does a lot of things with the ball. All right, and then you got three or four people on the pitch, because when Luka Modric start in the game, you don't see him pushing a lot as well. He got a technical know-how, but he lacks the energy. All right. That is why they got defeated heavily against Arsenal. Arsenal playing with all midfielder. They play without striker. And you got three people already walking on the pitch. So these are instances that we continue to see. I don't know what happened that they couldn't bring in new players, but they know the problem. All right. Maybe they decide to take a break, just leave everything, but you bring a lot of disgrace to the fan. The kind of game you lost, the score line is humiliating. You can be lost in game like 5-0, 5-2, 3-0. Aston is not at that standard. I agree they won Real Madrid, but they are not at that standard for Real Madrid to be lost into them 3-0 without any retaliation in the second leg. In the second leg, they went the same way too. Arsenal set back, and you couldn't even harm Arsenal. All right, so it just showed that we don't have nothing good this season to harm all of big teams when it comes to challenging for all the top competition, the La Liga, the Champions League. Now is a Copa del Rey. All right, hopefully they can pull out a fight. If they do that, it's going to be surprising to me. If Madrid pull out a fight against Barcelona, it's going to be surprising. But I don't see us, going to that game to pull out something, to pull out a fight with the kind of games we playing of recent, the kind of formation, the kind of energy, the kind of mentality we go into games of this day is terrible. You cannot be playing games, with such a mindset, and you say you expect a positive result. It's not going to work. It's not magic. All right, it's not magic. So we really, really got to put ourselves to. They got to put themselves together, try to step up that game, because, like you said, this is the only chance they got right now. They out of La Liga. La Liga is 4 points. The only hope they got right now is the Kings Cup. And if they're going to get hope in La Liga, they got to hope for Barcelona to drop a point before coming to play Real Madrid, and then they should, fight to win Barcelona after they drop points against another team. So it's just narrow chances they got against Barcelona. But as a Real Madrid fan, there's no way they're going to rule Real Madrid out of the competition, or rule them out to say they're not going to win Barcelona tomorrow. I know it's going to be tough, but I still give it to Real Madrid fan. That's what makes me a true Real Madrid fan. So my prediction tomorrow is 2-1 in favor of Real Madrid.
Thank you very much. Filippo Inzaghi, Real Madrid, Barcelona, El Clasico of the season. They were hampered, they were humiliated, they were completely dominated in those two games. So tomorrow is the Kings Cup final. Trophy is on the line. What's your take for the game?
Well, That game is going to be another class, a fantastic game tomorrow because Real Madrid, the only hope they get now is the trophy, like what you said, because they don't have any hope now. And when you look at La Liga, Barcelona, the La Liga is in their hand. It's not depending on any team now. The only thing, even Real Madrid, they just focus beating their game. When they beat their game, they will easily carry La Liga without no problem. But like these kids, they Super Cup here, Real Madrid have hope on it because they play what they when they beat Barcelona, they already carry it. But we look at them, Barcelona just beat them 2 different times this season. So if they can sit down and look at Barcelona for Barcelona to beat them, even though they are not informed, but there's another Clasico, there's another final. You see, you can be beating somebody, the person can come from behind you and start winning you. So this game is going to be another game for Real Madrid. Real Madrid have to swallow everything. They give whatsoever they have, they give everything tomorrow. They have to play with their heart. So all this problem the problem they're making, they just forget about everything. They just focus on the game to play the game. We know that Arsenal just beat them home away. They were not informed. You see? So now Ancelotti is trying by all means now to find another formation. We saw the game against Getafe. He puts a young player in the field. We saw the improvement in the game. But it cannot be dependent on artillery struggle. Sometimes sometimes you put them on bench. That was he have some substitute on bench. You put some player there so they can be able to do so they can be able to produce. But without that, they're going to cause a serious problem. You look at Barcelona team. Barcelona have a good team. Since Borussia Dortmund just beat them, they've gone down because they played 24 or 25 games. They are not beaten. They were unbeaten. But at this present moment, that just Dortmund just break that record now. They have a good team. Even though they're winning narrowly in La Liga, but they also have a team. They want to prove that thing.
Wrap up with all the
They
time.
they want to prove that same mentality on Real Madrid so they can claim that trophy tomorrow. And that game is going to be either a Papa penalty tomorrow. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay, thank you very much, Fedebo Isaki. Yeah, when you look at the two teams going into the game, Barcelona absolutely have the edge, but it's a final, anything can happen. That's the only thing I would say, because a final, anything can happen, because I can remember last season in the FA Cup final, we look at Manchester United form and Manchester City form at the end of the season. Everyone was saying that Manchester City, they will walk over Man United and just win the FA Cup, because the previous season, before last season, they defeated Manchester United 2-1 in the FA Cup final. So it was a second FA Cup final in row. So everyone said, with the exception of a few Man United fans, that Man City will win. But we all saw what happened in that game. Manchester United won the trophy over Man City. It's a final. Final, anything can happen. But Barcelona, they are the favorite to win the cup.
Hello.
But Ancelotti needs to do adjustment to his squad. If it costs for Mbappe or Vini Jr. for one of them to sit on the bench, that would be okay. Because if you look at Madrid, Vini Jr. and Kylian, both players like playing in the middle. Ancelotti is like playing a traditional 4-4-2 system this season. Jude Bellingham spent most of the time on the left wing, then Kylian Mbappe and Vini Jr. in the middle. And so far, it has been very, very difficult for Real Madrid. You look at their football, it's discouraging. Madrid, when they have Toni Kroos, he was dictating the middle of the park, dictating the game from the middle. But they didn't replace Toni Kroos. That was a big, big mistake from Madrid. They didn't replace Toni Kroos. And Luka Modric, the guy is almost 40, for God's sake. they needed to replace Luka Modric this season. 2 replacement, Kroos and Modric, but they didn't replace any of them. This is why they always get dominated in the middle of the park. Every game you watch Madrid, even they are playing a team that is in relegation zone, that game will either be 50-50 or Madrid will win ball possession narrowly, or that team will dominate the middle of the park. It shouldn't be like that. Madrid is a big club. They're supposed to build the middle of the park. Their football has been terrible this season. There is no cohesion in their play. They are so terrible to watch this season. Pressing start from the front. Vinny Jr. doesn't press. Kylian Mbappe doesn't press. This is why PSG, they were struggling when they had all those stars at PSG. When they had Kylian Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar up front. How you going to win a game when you get people like you carrying? They only walk on the pitch. And you have to press. Modern day football, everyone has to press, or else your team going to suffer. This is why Madrid is suffering this season. Because the previous season, they only have Vinicius walking. You can't accommodate one person who is walking. But more than one, the team going to suffer, is going to affect the team. Previously, it was only Vinicius one that was walking. But now, you have 2 main guys that walking on the pitch, Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe. You cannot carry 2 persons in modern day football. When 2 persons walking on the pitch, the team going to suffer. And this is Madrid's problem. So they have to defend better tomorrow. They have to defend better against Rafinha. This guy is in form of his life. For me, the Ballon d'Or rating right now, Rafinha will be the 2nd or 3rd place. Because for me, Ousmane Dembele 2025 is the best player in world football. No doubt. Ousmane Dembele is the best player in world football, followed by Rafinha. And Lewandowski, we all know, this guy is like 36, 37, but he's still scoring goal for fun. And defensively, Madrid has been dreadful all season. They are conceding goals for fun. Defensively awful. And they have to keep it tight at the back. You cannot allow those guys to disgrace you for the 3rd time in a season. So they have to be compact. He has to. If Kylian and Vinicius cannot play a pressing game, let one person sit down on the bench. But if he doesn't do that, and he still go with similar formation against Arsenal, Barcelona attack, they are deadly than Arsenal attack. So if he doesn't change his tactics with a new tactics, different formation, change some personnel in the lineup, they're going to get whipped tomorrow. But I want Real Madrid to win. Realistically, I think Barcelona are going to win the trophy. If I was somebody who can put money on it, I think it'll be a 3-1 game to Barcelona. But I want Real Madrid to win. But
I don't think that school matters here because it's a final game. Somebody just got to win, by the way.
But I think Barcelona are going to win. But I hope Ancelotti, he's an old coach, he's a veteran coach. I hope tactically he will perform tomorrow. So 3-1 to Barcelona in the Kings Cup final. So that's it. And ladies and gentlemen, before you go, Mr. Connor, what's your parting comment?
Well, I just want to say welcome back to us. Welcome back to the football heritage. We already apologize to our listener, follower, fan, and well wisher. We are here for good. Keep subscribing. We do our follower huge apology, but it was due to some personal issue. But we are happy to be back, and alhamdulillah, we all healthy and back in full swing to keep it going. So happy to see you guys again. I want to say kudos to each and every one of us fighting to come back on the football heritage. We'll be here
Sunday.
the weekend on Sunday. We'll be here discussing the post match analysis. So thank you so much for being part of the show today. I want to say have a good night.
All right, thank you for coming on. We really, really appreciate it. Vaboli, what's your party coming, my brother?
I
Izagi,
would like to, yeah,
what's your party coming?
I would like to apologize to our friend Alice. We are back now for so many times. We were not able to show face, but at least we are back. And also thank to Brother Yaya for being here tonight. And also thank you, Prezo, as well. You've been trying by all means to put us together. If our friends who are watching us tonight, I want you to make your way to go and subscribe, because here we only talk about football. There's no any different thing, only football. So I will say thank you for each and everyone for showing up tonight. And thank you. We'll be here on Sunday, inshallah. Thank you for everybody.
I'm so sorry. Thank you. I was on mute. I didn't even know. Thank you for listening to the Football Heritage. And I'm so sorry I was on mute. I didn't even know I was on mute. And thank you for listening. So if you are not yet subscribed to the Football Heritage, please go and subscribe to the program. The link is in the description. You can go there now and subscribe to the program, to the Football Heritage. And you can tell your friend can tell a friend. Please subscribe. And we are very, very sorry once again for not being here for almost like 2 months and have some personal issues to take care of. And it is all taken care of now. So we do sincerely apologize for that. So please keep subscribing. And with your help, this platform going to grow to a bigger platform. So if you want to be part of the football heritage, you can contact any of us and we will let you to come on here to have your say. And your opinion is important. We don't care. Just be respectful. Just express yourself in a respectful manner. You can come here and have your say. So thank you for listening. And you guys can have a wonderful night. And on Sunday, don't forget, we'll be back here again on the Football Heritage on Sunday, 5:30 Central Time and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 p.m. West Coast Time, and 10:30 p.m. Liberian Time. So please do keep listening to the Football Heritage on YouTube and Facebook. So thank you very much for being here. And Peace. I'm all here.